Okay, hello everybody. I'm going to talk about the internet in the reading. Okay, the internet has made young people spend hours and hours in front of the screen of a computer, a laptop, an iPad, an ebook, a mobile, etc., reading texts and texts. We could even say that the young people had never passed before so much time reading. It seems that the 21st century has created the ideal conditions for the practice of reading in young people, and the educators uh, should take advantage of this boom. That concern that exists before, for the few hours that young people devoted to reading now no longer exists. We can say that there has been a change in the way you read. Nowadays, reading does not imply an open book, does not imply to open a book. Internet has changed the idea to read when you open a book. That has been changed. Thanks to internet, young people read more than ever, but at the same time has changed people's ways of reading. To read on internet has become a very complex activity in which the cold cybernaut reader has to develop a variety of skills with the aim to discriminate what is truthful, lawful from what is rubbish. And this is the new teacher's role in education, to teach young people to be able to read in internet. Okay, the downside is that we are become lazy because we just want to get to the point. Since we are not required to read a complete book, but we have the possibility, to find a summary of the book, making us slower because we lose vocabulary and imagination. Also, a bad consequences is that nowadays anyone can write on the internet or publish or edit information, and the problem is that we all are believing on what people write and publish in the internet. So we are not interested. We lose the interest in justifying the data found, making us more ignorant. Now I'm going to talk about the advantages. The advantages of reading in internet is that we can buy a lot of books on the internet, obtaining the respective copyright. There are too many books that you can get, just like buying them in electronic book. It is possible to zoom on the tablet, notebook, smartphone, or any device on which we read the book from the internet. Also, an advantage is that you do not have to pass the sheets with your hands. We can only use the mouse and go through the pages simply. Many books can be stored on the internet. This is a clear advantage since we save physical spaces in shelves or other places to store them. Also, buying a book online is easier than going to the bookstore to get it. It is possible to perform a search by keywords or some text in the book that we do not find quickly. In a physical book, this cannot be done. And finally, we do not depend on the availability of a bookstore, since they do not usually have all the books that we want. Also, other disadvantages are that reading from a computer or from a tablet is not the same as reading from a book, since we can get tired or of our eyesight because these devices are not prepared to read it read a lot of time from the screen. Also, another disadvantage is the is that the identity of the book is lost, and for amateurs a physical book has a valuable meaning and they will not change it for anything. They can even be they can even be collect, which cannot be done in the same way on the computer. A book is much more comfortable all the time of lying on the bed lying on the bed or in a chair, since it is lighter than a notebook or a tablet. It is obviously necessary to have a connection to the web, otherwise um, to the web. Otherwise, it could not be done. Also, you need to have enough battery in the gadget to read quietly or with the same plug into an outlet. It is necessary to have a minimal idea about how to manipulate the gadget we are using. Okay, another advantages of the internet with the reading is that you can investigate thoroughly like the subject or the topic that you want to investigate, but you have to keep your health safely, and you have to blink more your eyes or use artificial tears, so you are not going to suffer any problem with your eyes or with your vision. Okay, another advantages is that internet do not occupy physical space, and technology is an added value since many devices already incorporate dictionaries, translator, integrate search, and integrate light. Also, the speed. It is an almost immediate process. Okay, and also it allows to socialize because it allows interact with the author. This is achieved by sharing favorite quotes on social networks, annotations, underlined mark papers, okay, and the platform where these books are distributed are sold allow you to discover readings by yourself, as they can guide you according to your tastes, to recommend or suggest readings. Okay, as you have seen, internet bring us many possibles. It's in our hands, the way that we have to that we can is in our hands the decision that we have to take. Okay, in my opinion, reading on the internet is not reliable at all, but it can help us sometimes, and we can know information about everyone or anything. But it is deteriorating the society because it makes them more vulnerable to believe in lies and more lazy at the time of reading the complete information. Also, it can cause illness, problems with your eye vision, headaches, and more other negative stuff.